Well, hello and welcome. Yes, it's something different today. Trying something different, and I'm 10 minutes early. My plan was to actually have music playing for a few minutes and then the countdown. So this is all very new, very different, and I've got no theme music because I actually have to pay to add it. So anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I got some bad news and I got some good news, and the bad news is I forgot to record the Katie Joy Insta Live today. That was my bad. That was my bad. I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. So I got to the end. I sat through it all. And then I realized I hadn't actually recorded it. Do you know how devastating that actually is? Yeah, so this is free of the so I'm trying Restream. This is all part of the free stuff from Restream. So if I want to add my own music, I actually have to pay. So it's actually cheaper than the other stuff than what I've been using. You've had enough of it? Yeah, well, Llama Girl's got some clips on there. I mean, she did deny calling Sophie a brat. She did deny calling Sophie a brat. She went after Creep Show Art today. I was saying that it was Creep Show. It was Creep Show Art's fault. She lost all her subscribers and she lost all her money. So it was just it was interesting because she did a sad fishing pity party on Instagram, but she didn't get any money, and then she turned her attention to the Duggars instead. So as far as stuff to talk about, I don't really have anything to talk about unless unless you've got something to talk about. So yeah. So as I said, I'm just trying this out. This is a whole new setup. I don't know how this is going to work. So yeah, I'll be interested to see what feedback you've got from it, for it, and everything. Hi, Diamond Crystal Arts. When will she learn accountability? I don't know when she's going to learn accountability. I don't know if she's going to learn accountability. Can we talk about how hysterical Harrison is? He is hysterical, that is for sure. What did you think of his impersonations? Like every night, like he said to me tonight, he goes, I want to go on the live. And I said, Harrison, you can't. I can't put you on every night. So, but he thinks he should be on every night now because apparently his public needs him. So, yeah, so that music that I was playing beforehand, impersonations were spot on, but the jokes were killing me. The jokes were killing me. Yes, I did have to put a stop to the Josh Duggar he pulled up the name Josh Duggar, and I nearly had a heart attack because I haven't actually had. All he knows is Josh has been arrested. He doesn't know what for. He was cute with those impersonations, says Jessica. Yeah. Well, boundaries are important. Yes, and the other thing is he thinks YouTube and the internet is really cool, and he doesn't realize that there's bad people and bad things on the internet. Not that any of you are bad at all, but there are, and he doesn't quite understand that. So it's really hard to get that through to him as well. But hello, Bo, how are we? So I've got a question for you. Is it ever okay for people to ask? I have a PO box. I've got a PO box actually. I can give you the PO box. Actually, it's my sister's PO box, and she actually said to me that it can be used. So I can give you a PO box. Let me just pull that up. I'll put it in here. So I don't know how the pin. Yeah. He doesn't understand that, and we know that. Yeah, that's right. And that's why I think it's really important for him to learn that. That's why it's really important for him to know that. So it is P.O. Box. So it's I've just got to pull up the postcode. Just need to write it down. Just give me a moment. So here's a question. You have a politician. So let's just say your governor, so for all of you in the US, your governor has an accident and falls over, injures their back, and has to have time off, has to have recovery, has to have all sorts of things. Is it ever okay for people to ask to see his medical records? Yeah, I'll get that for you. Hello, Osbel. Thank you, Osbel. If you liked the tea thing, that was Osbel that did that. So thank you. I'm using it everywhere. So does anyone have a right to see the medical records of a leader? She hadn't put any high plan to create. She hasn't posted any that I have seen because I did check. And they weren't there. No. Well, we're in the middle of lockdown. In the pandemic. And cancel the note, depends. So we're in the middle of lockdown, and the opposition today posed a whole pile of questions about the Premier and have asked a series of questions that they would like answered and that they think should be answered. For example, what time did the incident occur? Who was at the house when it occurred? Who owns the house? What time was the ambulance called? Who rang the ambulance? How long did the ambulance take to arrive? Who made the decision to take the Premier to hospital? That's like, did the police attend? Has the Premier been interviewed formally or informally by the police to anything that occurred over that long weekend? He fell down some stairs, but my mum fell down too that week. No, if anything, I'd say second in command might have to have a discussion with the media team about. So he's due to come back to work at the end of the month. However, because we are in lockdown, it has been stated that he has been. Sounds like the US, that Sarah loves to. Medical. No, he's not on trial for anything, and that's the whole point. They're just causing trouble. Oh, I've just dropped my piece of paper. Hang on. Did I drop it? They're just trying to. What they're saying is that because he's been on extended leave, he shouldn't be getting paid. That's what they're saying. And so this has got me a bit riled up today because I don't think, it's been open and it's been open, an open discussion right throughout. Like, it was never hidden that, he spent some time in intensive care. He's had a brace. He's had to learn to walk again because he severely injured his back. So for me, I've heard that one plan to create. So that is the PO box. If you want to post something, I've heard that rumor plan to create. That's a. But again, is there any? At the end of the day, is it any of our business? Sounds like a legitimate injury to you. There was a long weekend. I believed his family was with him, so it it must have been a sordid thing. Actually, I've been doing research. I filmed some stuff on Harold Holt today, and that is an interesting thing because it seemed like he had a female friend as well. I'm not saying the Premier does, but that's the rumor that's going around. But so you'll send a post. Oh, that he will love that. Yeah, so that's my sister's PO box. So she will get that to him. I don't like Dan, but I don't agree with them harassing him. Correct. Yeah. I just think there's more important things to worry about. And as I was saying to somebody today, I said the opposition is not doing itself any favours if it's wanting to get into Parliament at the next election, because there's a lot of people very upset about it, to say that when you are injured, it's your doctor that has the final say, not your employer. So anyway, that's just got me a bit riled up. But I do know that the Deputy Premier had said that he talks every day to him on the phone about the condition, about he's very sorry. He talks to the Premier every day about the lockdown, so it's very much communicated. Hello, commentator auditor. So yes, so I don't have. I've got a couple. I can show you a couple of clips from Llama Girl. She was going to try to send it to me, but it never got here. But I can check. Mrs. Care hadn't uploaded it when I last checked about 5 minutes ago. So I hope. So I'm interested to see what you think about the feedback. Yes, you can send him one. You can send him postcards. Yes, he would love that, Christoph, and always. Yeah. So definitely, if you let me know what you think of all of this setup. You love it. It is cheaper than StreamYard to upgrade. So I'm thinking I might ditch StreamYard and choose this one if it works as well. It just has these are the free options, and there's just so many more of the free options. So let's have a look. What's Llama Girl got for us?
I don't know why I've never said I wasn't covering the trial.
Oops, hang on. She was she saved her life. Cool. Thank you, Plan to Create. I hadn't seen that.
I never said I wasn't covering the trial. I said I might not.
Because I tell you what, it was not. I didn't like it. It was not a nice one, in my opinion. Oh yes, yes. Of course, she was going to keep it because it was addressing Creep Show. All right, let's see if I can share the screen. Oh, look at that! I'm tiny. All right. Hello, Carrie Bear. So here we go. I'll have to work out how to make everything bigger. So let's have a look. See if I can do it. Let's see if I do it this way. I don't mind if I don't appear. Let's have a look. That's better. Yes, look at that. Are they ever nice, says Kristen. All right. So if there's a problem with anything, sound or anything, let me know. Because this, as I said, this is all new. About 10 minutes before I came on live, I realised I decided to change. So this is all completely new. All right. So let's go. The only thing is we're not going to see the comments, but she yells at people again. Oh, cool. Thank you, Carrie Bear. So I've put the postcard, I've put the PO box on top. I'll let my sister know that there's going to be a whole pile of cards coming to her PO box. I know the face, eh? All right, the face. I mean, I can put music underneath. We could have dramatic music underneath. Nah, we won't. All right, let's go.
Hi guys. So I cleaned my house all day. All day.
She cleaned her house all day.
And I only got like the main floor cleaned, but that's my life. So I have been.
She took all day to clean one floor. She only got the main floor done. Plan to create. She needs a planner, doesn't she? She needs a planner where she can section off her rooms of her house and do a little bit every day. Oh dear. You'll be wondering why the chat on the screen is lagging. Just realised he's on top chat, not bottom. Oh no. She does. She does look like she's been crying Plan to Create. Hello, Christine. Oh, we get everything today. Yeah, so she's talking about Creep Show today and how Creep Shows tried to destroy her. And then she goes into the Duggars.
Sitting here thinking because there's
Seriously, that support, like, that's how long the pause is. She's sitting there thinking.
So I was sitting here, I got a message in my DMs, and okay, who is this person? Oh, this is nice. I can actually block people and hide them at the same time now. This is wonderful.
I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it is not freezing, Bo. I am certain it's not freezing. So yeah, for those of you that are wondering, the screen on the side where the chat is, it starts at the top and comes down. So the new chat comes to top. I don't know if I can change it. I don't know if I can change that to go the other way, but yeah. No, I'm not freezing. She's that slow. So she's taken a minute 50 and we've got no idea. We've got no idea what she's actually, what she's been thinking about. Hello, Busy Bee. For the first order of business block. She can... I can't remember.
Okay, so Oh, hey, honey bun. Hi, Sarah. I saw you. So, I got a message from someone, and I just put to bed a huge stressor in my life. Like,
Does anyone know what she's talking about here? Because what I thought she's talking about and what she's talking about are two different things in the end. Do you know what I really like about this, though? It shows me my sound level, so I can actually adjust the sound level on, like, I've got a tab and I can actually pull the sound down or up if I need to. So no, I don't know what she's talking about here, because I thought she was talking about the lawsuit, but see, that's what I thought. Oh, hey, it says, I don't know, you can't see this one, but it says, congratulations, you've received 100 messages today. Yay! They came up with a congrat. That's cool. I thought the lawsuit. Osbel says she needs a nap. I think that's pretty exciting. I like how they do that. Hello, Wind Whispers. So there you go. All right. Sorry, I just got distracted there for a minute. I don't know. She knows what she's talking about. Well, so we got to 2 minutes 30, and we don't know what she was thinking about.
a huge one. And I'm really happy that I've moved on and I'm moving forward. And I'm so grateful that that chapter is closed and everything is, worked out. And part of moving on and moving forward is also trying to heal from some of the things that happened during that time that were not directly related to it, but other creators used that opportunity to dogpile all over me, spread vicious rumors about me, and shit all over me.
KJ needs to put out an agenda for us to follow. This is Memo. I don't know that she knows what her agenda is. Hurry up, buttercup, hurry up. Hello, Will. You thought the stressor would be her son? Oh, no. Oh, no. I think it's the lawsuit, and then you're about to find out. Because she's still guilty of what she did and said, well, she still said and did them. That's the thing. Whether or not she was manipulated or not, she still did them. Can you imagine going to court and said, I'm sorry, Your Honour, but he made me steal that, or he made me rob the bank, and they're going to go, well, you still did it. Oh, what a pity party. Change of pace for her. And there's no one buys a badge during this. Yeah. Carrie Bear, you're in Thomastown. I'm on the western suburbs, so I'm in Altona Meadows. Must be a big pile, says. Is she on Q? I don't know what she's on, Will. Fairfield County, Thomastown.
And one creator, more than anyone, with a platform bigger than any of the others, was Creepshow. And Creepshow Art dedicated, I think, 5 or 6 videos to me. where she falsely accused me of crimes. She claimed I said things I did not say. She spread a lie that I perjured myself. She called me a stalker. She accused me of stalking her. And she just kept making video after video after video after video about me. And her videos were getting 300,000-400,000 views. And people.
Now, the interesting thing is, and it's so sad the comments don't save. Oh, plan to create. When you were a police officer, you worked at Williamstown, Laverton, and Altona. Oh, that Laverton and Altona would have kept you busy. Probably Williamstown too. The other thing is, here's the thing. If you saw the comments, everyone will actually state that Creepshow is jealous of her, and Creepshow wants her credibility and her. If you could see the comments, you would be absolutely amazed at how this goes on, because they all go, "Oh, she just wants to earn money from your your cred." And it's like, Creepshow's got way more than she's got. So, it's like bizarre. But she convinces everybody that Creepshow is the one that is jealous of KJ and wants KJ's membership base or subscriber base.
People on YouTube thought I was a piece of shit. And she had all of these people that were underneath her that she was friends with that were piggybacking off the videos that she was making about me. And she was getting fed all of her information about me from a troll group that has been stalking and harassing me for like.
Yeah, guys. KJ is followed. Yeah, and she's making money off it. Yeah, it's quite bizarre, isn't it? You'd think they'd been huffing dusters. Good morning, Jenna. Yeah. Well, I just hope that they actually go and have a look at the videos from Creepshow, because then they will see what's happening. She's got no self-awareness. She got her information from the emails KJ sent her. Well, don't forget, she'll talk about, she's such a liar, she'll talk about how Creepshow doxed her private email address, which appears on her YouTube page as not nice and KJ. Yes, that's right. She's dogpiling onto that, Sarah. I don't know the full story about it, and I'm not one to jump on bandwagons because everyone else is. I would have to investigate myself. But something's happened, and I just tend to stay in my lane. It's easy to stay in your lane, but I haven't really followed it. She said goodbye to whatever credibility she had when she threw Swanson under the bus. Well, that's right. And the fact of the matter is she did. Anyone with information on her as a troll, her definition is confusing, since if you look up troll, a picture of KJ pops up. Does it? I'll have to do that. Yes, so I don't know. I know that Creepshow art was hacked in the past. I know all of that. But the IT expert of KJ says that's impossible, and she'll tell you why, by the way.
2 years. So she initially put out all of these videos about me. Mind you, she has 500,000 subscribers. And she put out these videos about me, and she relied on a group of trolls that has been harassed.
But why would Creepshow need to put out a video to get subscribers or credibility from Katie Joy when she's already got 500,000? I don't understand that. I don't understand why Creepshow would go if what Katie Joy is saying, right? What she's implying is that Creepshow's gone after her because, you know, she wanted her credibility in that. Creepshow Art has 500,000 subs. So why does she need? Why does she even need anything that Katie Joy's got?
Harassing me, stalking, doxing, doing all of these terrible things. In fact, she relied on someone who she made a video about that she had called a boomer and mocked him. And when she got mad at me, and it all happened, like nobody listened to me because at the time it was super popular to shit all over me. So no one believed me when I said this. Nobody believed me.
But I don't understand. Well, sorry, Princess Jax. I'm sorry that you've had a horrible morning. I'm sorry about that. You can rant and scream and yell in here. I'm happy. The thing is, I just don't know what Creepshow had to gain to, you know, for this storyline. But does that make that others in 2 days? That goes for weeks and months. Look at her. Oh, we've looked at that one. Yeah, she called someone a boomer. Oh, didn't you call Katie Joy a goober? It's so weird to hear her complaining. Yeah.
That what she was doing was using a troll group and was relying on this troll group that was stalking, doxing, harassing me. And as soon as I outed her for doing that, she flipped around and accused me of doxing her.
She did.
By literally sharing a link to a...
She did. Unirock proved it. Unirock proved it. And she's going to deny that she did that now and everyone's lied about it. Like she did. She did.
LOL Cow page about her. So there was this thread on LOL Cow about Creepshow Art, and I guess her whole name was listed there. Well, come to find out, and I hadn't even seen the name there, and come to find out, she was posting in that thread anonymously as herself, as people either for her or against her. She posted on LOL Cow over 300 times anonymously. And she was degrading her friends. She was using ableist language.
Okay, so what has this got anything to do with KJ? She makes it sound like Creepshow was kicked off the net or dead. She'll be back. Other drama will happen and will be focused on. You never saw her name there, so KJ goes to... Well, that's right. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Good point, Princess Jack. That one had slipped through. KJ's the reason that mixing drugs are so dangerous. Her brain is Swiss cheese. Yeah.
she was using, like she used the R word to describe her friends. She was calling people that were transgender the T word with like the NNY. She she accused me of doxing her, but then in the 300 posts, so basically what happened was the admins of LOL Cow.
So she says but she hasn't addressed, like she accused me of doxing her, and then it's just changed the subject because we know you did it. We know you did it.
I'm talking about Creepshow because this is an example of someone who has been doing crap behind the scenes about me, made 5 videos about me. How come she can talk about me for 5 videos and I can't address her?
5 videos. Oh dear. Especially if she hasn't seen it. How does she know? I mean, she must have encountered all the videos. Hope your day gets better. Just trying to cover all bases. Hope something there appeals to you. The good thing is, I thought 5. I thought it was 8. Well, I thought it was. It keeps changing. The number keeps changing. So KJ's trying to get in front of something. Did she do some drunken post? I think she did on Twitter. I think it's all on Twitter. No one says you can't address a video on you. No, that is true, Will. It's one thing to address a video, but it's another as to how you address it. And this is not how you address it, in my opinion.
You're so... Okay. So she was in this group. She was on this LOL Cow thread, right? And here, I'll show you some of the things she was posting. So here's something that she posted about, I don't even remember this. This is her. So basically what happened was the mods, so here's how it works. The admin of LOL Cow, they have like on their page, they can track like who is, like what IP addresses are.
So she was cleaning. Don't forget, she was cleaning her house today, but managed to read LOL Cow and take screenshots. So she was prepared for a live. Don't forget that, people. Let's not forget that. It is alleged. As I said, all right, but she was cleaning her house all day.
Posting from what accounts through, like, I don't even know. They have this whole technology that helps them see like who's posting, what IP address is posting, what linked accounts from that IP, and all of these other ways where they can link all these anonymous accounts to one person. And what they did was they figured out through their data collecting, the admins on this, and basically they determined that all of these anonymous posts, over 300 of them, were Creepshow art, all coming from the same IP address, all coming from like the same direct area, like all coming from her, and they tracked it to multiple devices that were connected to her. So they've done this before.
So she probably visits Kiwi Farms, so she probably does. Look, I don't know. I don't know anything about how IP addresses and stuff work, to be honest with you. So I don't know how it all works. It's all over my head. So how do we know? This could be anyone. Because she said a general area, before, and then she goes, oh, yeah. She has a VPN. So does that mean that it's not trackable, a VPN? She seems to like to out people for the stuff she did or does. Yeah. It's funny, isn't it?
They have an entire system that they use when they're figuring this all out. And they've called out other people and effectively have been able to prove that people are who they say they are. So, like, she was friends with Ready to Glare. So one of the reasons why she started going after me was Ready to Glare last year made this comment about how Creepshow was such a great person. And I made a comment and I said, she's not that great. And then suddenly Shannon accused me of stalking her. And she said that I had been stalking her for months. And they've said it's confirmed. Like the admins on LOL Cow have said it's confirmed.
Well, there you have it. Case closed. Right? The Amber chick. VPNs. Hello, that Amber chick. Oops. VPNs do not make you untraceable. Creepshow isn't a good person, neither is KJ. They both suck. Oops. So a VPN means that you make an IP address different. Hold on. Oh, gee. This is jumping around. VPN means that makes an IP different at a different location other than your real location. So does that mean that it still could not be her, or does it mean that it could be her? It's coming out now about vans not being reliable. I was VPNs. I was trying to follow, but just sending into techies. Yeah. Ready to Glare is a goddess, and we stand her. VPNs, I think. Boy, I will laugh if it's not true and watch KJ not apologise. We know she's not going to apologise. The way we'll know that it's true is if this disappears from her Instagram. Right, and Creepshow wants people to believe that someone used the same IP as her for 2.5 years. Right. As I said, I don't know. I'm not into it. I don't know all the details. I've read stuff, but I've got one more song to record, and once I've recorded and edited my last song, I've then got time to sit down and have a look at all this drama, because then I'll be on holidays. After Wednesday, I've got 8 weeks off. So
they have an entire thread dedicated on LOL Cow that explains how they figured it out. They've done this with like other creators that have done this. The admin went through this and did everything. So there's an entire thread on Twitter that explains how the whole thing works. And she basically, last summer, I sent her 2 emails total over the span of 1 year. And it was in regards to a situation where she had done a video about someone.
I'm not defending KJ. I would never, but I do know the details of that kind of stuff. I work with IT every day. Okay. This is that amber chick, yes. So I don't. I mean, I'm struggling to keep track of all of this at the moment. I'm not great at with new stuff. So anyway.
And I was told by someone to try to reach out to her and maybe she could help me. And so I sent her one email and then she never responded. And so like 9 months later, I sent her a second email. And then that turned into I was stalking her, which wasn't true. She never responded. And Creepshow has responded, but she has this.
Hang on. Did Tardy send her for the cease and desist, desists that she didn't respond to? So now she's carrying on about the fact that Creepshow didn't respond to her. The Amber Chick says, I don't believe a word KJ is saying, but still. It's hard, isn't it? You can't complain that people don't respond to you if you don't respond to your cease and desists and they have to send 4 of them. Yes, Katie Joy, we know all the details and we won't let you forget them.
Whole story. She's blaming all of this on a stalker. I'm not feeding into her drama. I'm explaining what happened. So just so you know. So she accused me of stalking her, and then she accused me of stalking her right after Ethan Klein and H3 Podcast shouted me out and on his channel. So he shouted me out for the work I did on Shane Dawson. Suddenly, I'm stalking her, and she's working her ass off to try to discredit me at every single direction she goes. And then she gets mad at me and starts accusing me of being a stalker. And then she starts like shit posting about me on Twitter constantly. She gets into it with all of these, like she starts engaging with all of these troll accounts.
Oh, yeah, this gets good. Well, Creepshow doesn't have many sponsors, so it's not like this is a huge got you and fault. No, and she doesn't. And don't forget, as I said, I think I said earlier, Creepshow doesn't need KJ's name. That's just it. The CSA videos about KJ have nothing to do with the local. Yeah, this has got nothing to do with her situation. I feel like I'm back in high school. It is a bit like that, isn't it?
That have been harassing me. And she starts spreading these malicious rumors about me. So she made a video about me where she claimed that I said and did all of these things. She falsely accused me of filing a false police report. And anyways, her videos about me got a lot of views, like a ton of views. Over 1 million on all of them combined. Well over 1 million. Some of the views I think one of the videos has almost 500,000 views.
And she's looked at them. She's a bitter Betty. Oh, she really is. And the thing is, if the locale stuff had something to do with Katie Joy, I would say she has every right to be upset. But this has nothing to do with her. You want to see her page, Will?
I lost a ton of subscribers because of her videos. And every time she would post a new video, I would get more and more hate on my channel. And then she accused me of doxing her. So
I haven't heard that phrase for ages, Osbel. Suki, suki, la, la, suki, suki, la, la. I feel another video coming KJ's way says, says Sarah loves nuts. I don't know why I said says Creepshow. Oh dear. I'm still getting used to how if I've got double click or single click on here and it's got a delay on it. Wind Whisper says after the live we get to get out and figure out how to rescue Joe from that coffee cup. Isn't that a great picture? Her locale site would be interesting. Christine says, now we know she wasn't cleaning all day, she was researching. Shellbell says, meanwhile, KJ said she wasn't losing any subs at the time. She's such a liar. None of this has anything to do with her. What KJ did in Uni's Discord was proven. Yes, coming from the Queen of Doxing. Suki Lala. KJ did dox her. Yeah, we all know that she doxed her. Except her, and the thing is, the chat was going, you should call the police on her. You should call the police on her. This is Hello. Hello. Sorry again. Hello. 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 Got me? Yes. Hello. Yay. Thank you for sticking with me. I got to get used to this. I don't know how loud it is or whatever, but my microphone's suddenly not working on here. So, all right. So let's get back to it. Oh, I figured if I could get the music, going again, we would be. Hello. Am I back again? I think I'm back again, right? I think I'm back. This is ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous. Hello. Woohoo. Polo. Alrighty then. We back? All right. Now, can you hear KJ?
Play the victim here. I'm just sharing to you like what happened.
Can you hear KJ? All right. Alrighty. Let's get back to. Oh, gone again. Hello. Round 3. Stupid. It's gone again. Hello. If you leave me now, you take away the biggest part of me. part of me. Ooh, baby, please don't go. Da, 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 da. If you leave me now. What's going on? Hello. All right. It's for some reason it doesn't like KJ. All right. Oh, all right. I'm going to have to probably troubleshoot this some more. So thank you for bearing with me, but let's get back to, I've taken it back a bit.
Her videos. And every time she would post a new video, I would get more and more hate on my channel. And then she accused me of doxing her. So I have her blocked, and that's not the issue. I'm not here to have a pity party. Just so you understand, I'm trying to give you a backstory. I'm not trying to play the victim here. I'm just sharing to you what happened. So during that whole time, nothing I said mattered. Anything I said was discredited. I lost thousands of subscribers. One video she made, I lost 2,000 subscribers. And all of these other channels made videos off of her videos about me. And
okay, so yes, that's a pity party. I've just changed the background by, all right. It might be my computer because it's an old computer, and it may not like the stuff, may not like me doing lots of stuff at the same time. So, of course, she wants a pity party. Yep. I saw the dots. But you lost subs, KJ. Well, she says that she did, but I thought that was Saltsy's fault. Remember? It was Saltsy's fault, and it was Emily's fault, and then it was somebody else's fault. But now it was all Creepshow's fault. She lying then, or she lying now? Is she lying now or lying then? Says Shell Bell.
And she was kissing up to all these other people that were talking shit about me. And then she was...
Guess where she's going? Guess who she dislikes as much as Creepshow? Maybe, if not more. KJ fails to realise that no one's video can make her lose subscribers. Her crappy actions and constant hateful comments lose her subs. It's my party and I can cry if I want to. Damn. Yes, rebellious technology. Sarah loves donuts, EDB. Yes, she's going on about Creepshow.
Talking shit about them. So she was really obsessed during everything that happened with me. She was obsessed with kissing butt to Emily Baker. But then she mocked Emily's channel and said, advertising for her channel. Yes, I'm sure Shannon is advertising herself on a channel with less than 100,000 subscribers. And this was a response where someone had shown that Emily was making a video about me. I'll show you.
Yeah. Joe, you are so sweet. I'm tearing up. I'm used to dealing with my sensitivity on my own. I just switched to listening. Thank you so much for being so care. Oh, that's okay. You said that it was giving you a headache, and I just went, okay, well, I'm going to turn it off. I can do that. So I'm not crying. You're crying. Why would she start up with CSA again? Has she learnt nothing? Obsessed. It's delusional. So yeah, but it's not a problem, Bo. If you've got a problem, you said that it was giving you a headache, and it's much more important that you're made to feel comfortable. So as comfortable as you can. All right. And that could be the issue. Emily is catching up to a sub count.
So it's up there where you see that Emily gets a super chat from Shannon for $50. and they're talking about me in that video. And then she's
talking about the lawsuit. The videos were not about KJ. They were about the lawsuit, says Plan to Create. They were about the lawsuit. Hello, Ginger Lee.
like mocking her, and saying like she would never kiss ass to Emily because she has a smaller channel than her. So she also accused me of doxing her, but then on this thread of all of these posts that she's made, of over like almost 300 posts, she doxed herself in there. She also doxed her sister. So like they ended up exposing her because she literally doxed her own sister. And they said that that was like so she posted that
Emily's made videos on the lawsuit using her logic. She is obsessed with Emily. Shelley, and we want to all know how she spent the day in the rabbit hole digging. Gee, that moves so quickly. I haven't even in the rabbit hole for this, not cleaning her house. Or remember, she did say she was cleaning her house. Her obsession with CSA started when she thought CSA would back her on Steve. I like participating, and the switch makes it possible for me to continue participating. That's good. That's good, Bo. I'm glad.
this, and they traced it back to her IP address, and it's Shannon Creepshow talking about her sister, and then she doxed her sister's Twitter. And her sister is not like a public figure at all. So she ended up doxing her sister, and this was why they ended up putting it all together, because not only that, she was using the forum to self-promote, to cause like fights about her, to get people interested in talking about her. So she was basically doing things where she was like shit-talking her and then defending her, and shit-talk.
How can you dox a Twitter? I don't know how you can dox a Twitter. I don't know. I've got one dislike so far, so it must be hello Katie Joy for watching. The problem with everyone, KJ, is the common denominator, it seems, says Jenna. We'll have to have an EDPB party past you in subs, says Christine.
And then she was talking crap about every one of her so-called friends. Like Rennie the Glare was one of her friends that she went after, and she was like talking crap about her. She was going after D'Angelo Wallace, which was another person. And she was constantly just, like using the R word. She was, this is her talking about herself. She's a talentless hack who is getting what she deserves and being doxxed. No, Creepshow's not a dude. She's a girl.
So much backstory of CSA. This not about the docs for her. KJ's the bad apple, says Sarah. Plan to Create says she hasn't uploaded any videos for a couple of days. Something must be going on. KJ went after D'Angelo, says Sarah. If there is something going on, you don't pile up on somebody. If this locale stuff, I think I keep repeating myself. If this locale stuff shows that there was an issue with KJ, then sure, I'm all for it. I just realised my picture's not appearing on the screen, but that's okay, as long as you can hear me. Maybe she's subdued because this CSA stuff made her realise some of her stock account stuff isn't as anonymous as she thinks, says Bo. That might be a good point.
No, so there's no way that this could have been spoofed because it all went back to her IP address across multiple different, apparently it goes into all different, they have this whole technology system that determines who it is. I know. I don't go on to that anyways. So she's been saying all these things.
And Aunt Lucy says, KJ, better watch out. She just might get herself in another lawsuit pulling this stuff again. Christoph Anyways, I kind of think the locale stuff is true, but since the IP is traced back to her, not just a handful, but again, CSA video about KJ has zero to do with what she's saying. She sounds like a bitter Betty snapping at people on her live. She was looking rough last night, the bags under her eyes. And Peter says, Bo, exactly, KJ's worried her IP is now going to be traced.
They're anonymous, but they actually have a, hold on. No, it's not a spoof. Here, I'll show you. It's all based on her cookies and her crumbs. I'm sorry.
Cookies and crumbs. All right. Cookies and crumbs. I've never heard. Is there such? All right, tell me, IT people. Is there such a thing as cookies and crumbs? I've heard of cookies. I've never heard of crumbs. I don't know anything about it. If it's across different devices, her cell phone and her other devices are probably different providers who would give her different IP addresses. Oh. Pretty sure she's got a big hangover, says Christine. Oops, I forgot to delete my crumbs. Is deleting crumbs a thing? Is it a thing? Did you catch that? She doesn't use locale, but she absolutely did. That was the page she shared in Uni's Discord. She's such a liar. Says Shell Bell. Isn't that interesting? Yes, there are things as crumbs. Okay, well, there you go. I'm learning something again. I like learning things. All right.
Sorry, I'm showing you what I was finding. So they have this whole system. Here's how they do it. It's all based on like cookies, not just IP addresses. So it's like the cache that she has in her, it has the cache that is like in her website. So like when you go to a website, you have cookies that tracks your IP address. And so anytime you go back to that website, those cookies follow you. So a website can see like what cookies you're using or like where you're going and tracking like all the different places that you're going. And so they figure it out based on cookies. That's how they figure it out. So that's directly from the website. That's how they figure out who people are before.
So as I said, for somebody who was claiming all day, there was a lot of research on. No matter what is going on, I'm worried about CSA's mental health. No idea why other than a feeling, and they are often accurate. I hope she has a good support system. She wants to act like she doesn't have socks. Meanwhile, she has screenshots of everyone's socials. That's the real. She does. Like, she can pull up all this information on people. I'd love to look at it. I'd love to see her folders. So cookies are stalker trolls. If she's showing that HTML document, anyone can create one of those. Okay. Oh, you mean that locale showed? That's true. I think she's a computer expert now. I think not. Looking at his trade cabling is not going to help her. This video this was her Instagram live.
And then this person shared the same thing, which says it's all based on cookies. So it goes off the browsers, and that's how it all works. So I have nothing to do with how this got figured out. They figured it out on their own. I don't even go on that page. So I don't know why you're calling me a snitch.
She got called a snitch, but she is a snitch. She snitched on she snitched on Swanson. She is a snitch. She's a snitch. And you can disable cookies. Yes, you can disable cookies. Michelle Bell says she's definitely a snitch. She threw Swanson under a bus. She's looking really rough. There's definitely something else going on behind the scenes, in my opinion. Snitches NW. Oh dear. Wikipedia was a tech that worked on polls, not a network. Oh, was he? She got her info from Creepshow there. Her anger. She's never. It's never nice, is it? Ugh. Low cow, laughing cow. Oh, the cheese! Look at the cheese. Oh wow. That's all right. We won't call her KJ. We'll just call her the snitch. Her journalism integrity is outstanding, and the new nickname is born. The Snitch. That's a Dr. Seuss book, isn't it? KJ the Snitch. KJ, jealous of Creepshow, so she's friends with even Joe. I won't give up my sauce. I won't give up my tomato sauce either. I love how she thinks Cersei ruined her credibility. KJ, you yourself have ruined all credibility, says Shalabal. Minnesota rat. I'm a rat. I'm a rat. I'm a very clever rat. I'm a rat. I'm a rat. I'm a very clever rat. Anyway. But to say, macho, to say that she's not a snitch is incorrect because she threw Swanson under a bus and she drove that bus. So, I'm an Aussie. We have tomato sauce on everything. Everything has to have tomato sauce on it. Not everything. There are some things that I draw the line on, but, most things.
So, anyways, her other friends are now responding. This is Ready to Glare. This was supposedly one of her really good friends. But she said, my heart hurts. In the past 24 hours, I've been swamped by different versions.
A link for what, Peter? Just trying to get her back. Get us back at both on the screen. Hello. Oh yeah. Where are we? Why aren't we sharing? Why aren't we both on the screen? Okay. Oh, to the stream. Okay. Yeah, I can only have 6 on with this one. I don't know how this is going to work because this is a totally new one. She did say she was going to visit Amy as well.
Of what's going on, and I'm overwhelmed. I'm going to take a step back to process. So she was basically talking all kinds of shit about Ready to Glare, who was supposedly her best friend. So, anyways, she's tried to basically ruin so many people's careers, and she has gone after so many commentary channels and accused them of things falsely, and accuses them of doing things because a lot of the time she wants to discredit people because she doesn't want to have the competition.
All right, I got Peter here. See how we go here. Ooh. Oh, there we go. There's one. There I am. Oh, Peter, you're full screen now. Well, there we go. Hello, Peter. Hello. Hello, Peter. Are you there? Don't know how this works, but we'll see how we go. Yeah, I think she's. I have a feeling she's trying to get to go. I think she's trying to get into the trial myself. Yeah, I think so.
Like, that was always my opinion. Like, I got attention from each 3 podcasts. She didn't like that, and suddenly she's accusing me of being a stalker. And okay, I don't know who you are, but I'm not a snitch or a rat. So, anyways, a lot of people are talking about it right now. And she's blaming all of this on a stalker for spoofing her IP address, but that's not how they did it.
So she's not a snitch. She's not a snitch or a rat. Apparently, it keeps switching off or muting. Keeps muting Peter's mic. So, as I said, this is Restream. So I've never used Restream before. So this it'll take us a little bit of time to get used to it. So thank you everyone for being so patient and so understanding. So as Cheryl Bell says, she thinks she's invincible. I wish someone would put her in her place. She can't keep doing this because she causes harm, spreads so much information. She's a clown.
So anyways, it's pretty much like confirmed that it was her. She's denying it was her, but she's not denying that the content could be coming from her. She's just saying that she was hacked. And she gets hacked so much. Like, she's always accusing people of hacking her. She's always accusing people of doxing her. Yet in all of these things, she's doxing her sister. She doxed herself. Like,
she keeps going around and around in circles. Thank you, that Amber chick. You like the new thing? It looks pretty. So it's a lot more user friendly, and there's a lot more free features, and it is cheaper than StreamYards. And so I figured if I was I just wanted to see how this worked before I could spend money on it. So just going to work out a few of the bugs and check the setups and stuff. So I said, thank you for being patient. But Marissa says, but KJ, you don't you always say you're always hacked? She's always hacked. She does always say she's hacked. How many times has KJ said her Twitter was hacked? I know it's I've lost count, hey?
It's just so aggravating to me. Yeah, and Unirock falsely accused me of doxing her, which wasn't true.
Oh. Thank you, that Amber chick. Yeah, I want to be able to do the nice little colours and stuff, so I've got to pay to put my pictures and everything in it. But yeah, it'll take me a little while to get used to it, but it seems to be a lot easier to work. It was true. The Amber chick says, I feel like a lot of creators use the I was hacked excuse instead of taking accountability. Hello, Diane. Snitches are britches and wind up with stitches. Them girls from federal prison hate snitching, and that's what's just up the road. He had receipts. He had receipts to prove it. Because I saw this. I saw the receipts, which is all she's doing, repeating the same thing over and over and over. Christine says we saw her doing the same thing over and over and over. Christine, hello, Peter's here.
Am I working now?
Yes, you're working now.
Oh, yay. Hang on. I'll just turn down my speaker on my laptop.
Cool.
Can you hear me?
Yep. I can.
Is everyone getting feedback? Because I can...
No, it's okay from this end, I think. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Hey, Joe.
Yes, Peter. Have you gone again?
No, I'm not. I'm just getting the feedback, that's all. So I'm just going to fight through it. So, Joe, I just wanted... Oh, God, now the feedback's coming through and I'm just, like, confused.
Let's see.
Oh, now I'm stuck where I am. Hey, I'll just go, Joe, straight up. This shit with... this poop with KJ and Creature Art, that whole thing is all about a stream that Steve and Cheshire did with Lily Jean.
Is it?
Katie didn't agree with it.
Oh.
And it started a big argument. And so they didn't agree with the whole Lily Jean thing. They thought it was bullying. KJ thought it wasn't. She seen Creepshow go that way, and she thought, I'm about to sue Steve. She's been trying to get Creepshow on her side. That's where I thought it would be interesting for you guys to know where that all came from. This was all about getting Creepshow on her side.
Right, and so Creepshow didn't get on her
No. She was just like, we had our disagreement, that's fine.
Yeah.
And that's where it all came back to. You've been hassling me, you've been sending me stuff for months. She wanted Creepshow on her side as she was about to go and sue Steve McRae.
Oh, so that comes back to, because isn't that NDA due to? I was hearing somebody else saying that Steve will be able to talk. I think Christine's just alluded to it. Is this because Steve will be able to talk about this soon because of the restraining order coming to an end? So is this like this first part of the next bit of unhinging?
This could be about her next bit of unhinging.
Because I guess he will be the next. He will be the next. I guess he'll be the next one in his sight, will he?
Yeah. So that was probably that missing piece of the puzzle where everyone's trying to work out
how's this happened.
Where KJ got into that with Creepshow, why she got that whole not.
Yeah, because I don't know the background, and I haven't
being on her side, and why that whole I tried to contact you and you never responded to me. That's what that is all about.
A Busy Bee says maybe that's why she's looking worried, and she's trying to get ahead of it.
It could be because there's probably stuff that Steve can come out with, and she knows. And Creepshow probably has a fair idea.
Will that be?
I don't think Creepshow's going to speak about anything, but
yeah. But well, I was going to say, is that going to be Creepshow's next video?
I don't think it'd be Creepshow's next video. I don't think it's quite up there.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's probably really high on her agenda at the moment. But
No. As I said, I don't.
it's KJ's beef. This is what her beef is with
Ah.
Creepshow. She wanted Creepshow to be on her side because Creepshow had a beef with Steve.
Yeah.
All about Lily Jean. And she was like, oh, you have a beef? Come over here. I've got one too. And she didn't want to be a part of it. And that's where her beef started with Creepshow.
All right, so this is why she doesn't like her so much.
Yes.
And then Creepshow aligned to, well, he's friends with Emily.
Well, the funny thing is, when the lawsuit came out, Creepshow jumped onto another stream with someone else, and she was talking to Steve, and they were like, oh, bygones be bygones, we're over it. And they were all having a lovely conversation.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But yeah, this all came down to she thought she could use her. And it's very much Steve went to Sherelle. And you see how that all played out. Steve went to Sherelle. Sherelle had John Yates. Then John Yates turned on Sherelle. Katie went to John Yates.
Yeah.
And then he pulled her up on the stream and said, hang on, girl, you said this about me.
And that's why she took great pleasure into reading out that lawsuit the other day.
Exactly.
Oh, gee, it's all starting to make sense now, isn't it?
And it's the same with Nick.
Yeah.
The same. Nick Snyder. It's like, oh, we felt a bit sorry for her. Oh, hang on. Hasn't got a pot to piss in. You called me a meth head.
Yeah,
and all this stuff is coming back on her.
Right.
So,
and they say attack is the best. Will says
I love that. Christopher Fairnoise. That was my favourite John Yates live ever. Yes, girl, it was. Yes. I loved it. She turned the camera off to cry.
Will says he needs a chart.
You need a chart. Go to Emily.
We need a chart drawn to work out how this is all related.
Yeah.
And then Ginger Lee says, but KJ...
I can only do it from apprenticeship level. You've got to go to Emily to get it right high up.
This is KJ not talking about any other creators anymore, correct?
And I just thought when I heard you talking and I've seen so many people commenting, it was like everyone thought Creepshow was having a go at KJ because of the lawsuit. And I thought there's so many people who don't know that there's such a backstory.
Well, I didn't know. I assumed there was something, and I've heard, you hear things about, but without going into investigating it all. And I haven't had a time, and I don't really I'm not really interested in all the drama.
I know you're not, but yeah.
But it does
hung around too long.
It just puts things in perspective, and so she's out on the attack. I think it seems like, and I'd heard somebody else say that time was starting to come to an end. It was getting close to the time where Steve could talk, and I had actually wondered whether this was to do with that, because she needed to unleash.
I don't think Steve will talk until his case with Non Sequitur is over, so it could be a little bit later.
Yeah.
I think he'd like to clear that up first. But honestly, this woman had a lot to do with why that man's going through that court case right now.
Right, yeah.
She did a lot, and
Yeah.
this is one small part.
Is
This
the John
is-
Yates interview still there, out there? Do you know,
Oh,
with her?
I would say it probably would be.
Oh, she
I would
complained
say he would have kept it up. Well, it
Yeah.
wasn't on her channel; it was on his.
because she complains that Creepshow hasn't removed any of her videos. So I would imagine that everyone's got their videos up of her.
I don't know anyone who's taken down their videos of her.
So other than the issue with the microphone, how have you found the whole how have you found Restream?
That was really weird. I couldn't do it on my phone.
Yeah. Oh, you had to
I
do
had
it.
to whip out my laptop and do a
Right,
phone.
because usually you can do it on your phone on stream.
Yeah,
So, okay,
Just
that's interesting.
pop in my headphones and.
Oh.
But it's good. And there's teething problems, but hey,
Yeah.
we all learn together.
Well, I mean, it's going to be $10 a month cheaper. So, it's like
Yeah.
Charlotte.
For you, go.
Mm.
Absolutely, go.
Oh, so Charlotte's used it on her channel. Okay, so you can check out Charlotte's channel, the John Yates interview. So it must be around somewhere.
Yeah, it is. But I'm going to jump off.
Yeah.
But I just thought I'd come on and just put that little bit of background in because people probably wonder where that started with.
Well, it
KJ.
does because this has, as we said, this has nothing to do with the videos.
She just didn't suddenly one day decide to hate Katie.
Well, no, don't think anyone did.
A case of Creepshow was having a fight with other creators. And this is where you hear that whole Uni told her to go.
Mm.
And that's what Uni did. He said, oh, she's pissed off with Steve McRae. Get her on your side. And she bugged the hell out of her.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get her on her side. So
wow. Anyway,
that's where it all came in.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah. So I just thought I'd fill in the missing piece of the puzzle.
But lots of interest if you don't, I think someone said before, if she can't manipulate you, she doesn't like you by the looks of it.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you for
jump
that.
back off and mod.
All right, thank you. Well, not that there's any modding to do. Everyone's good.
Oh, after seeing EKC's channel the other night, I'm going to click on my fingers just in case.
I saw some of that, but yeah. Marissa says more drama than a soap opera. I think so. More drama than a soap opera. Who needs to watch telly?
Oh my God. Days of our lives.
Actually, just before you go, I read the site today that Northern Territory are offering vaxes to anybody over 16. Good on Northern Territory government.
I'm on the waiting list. I'm on the waiting list. I'm going to get vaxxed. Yay!
I've had my first.
Yeah, so I put in my first application today. I've been told it'll probably be about a 3-week wait until, I'm 49, for God's sake. I'm 1 year off.
Yeah.
That whole area. But now they've brought it forward, so.
Yeah, I read that Northern Territory is the first state to open it up to over 16-year-olds, which I think is really good.
Yeah, well, I text all my kids today and said, I'm booking you all in with me. They're all over 16, so I'm booking all my kids in with me. So
cool. Yeah. So that's good. Yeah, well, I'm due for my second around the 26th. So by the time our mid-semester break or our next semester starts, I'll be vaccinated for university, which will be good because I'll feel better about going face-to-face if we ever get there.
Yeah. And look, hey, we've been really cruisy up here, and even for the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And when I say for the rest of the world, I absolutely mean for the rest of the world. where I live, we never went into lockdown.
No, you don't. You didn't. You in Tasmania, Northern Territory and Tasmania actually were really good. I mean, Tasmania is an island in an island. But
we had probably a 3-week close down of bars and beauty salons. But
yeah,
we pretty much opened back up by May last year, and we've been open ever since.
yeah.
Oh, I sound younger. Yeah, good on you, Will.
You just
I put on my seductive voice to come on here. I'm really 85.
so yeah. So we had another 11 cases today, and it's that dreaded that really strong Indian strain, and
we had another 2.
And yet the Prime Minister said that we should be opening up and
the Americans are probably spewing. It's like you're going, we had 11, and I'm going, we had 2, and we're complaining.
I know you put and Western Australia's had another quarantine breach. And New South Wales has said we can't do hotel quarantine forever. We need a new quarantine facility. All the states are crying out, and the federal government's going, no, we want you to open up. I'm so glad that our state leaders are, have brains, because our feds don't.
Well, our quarantine facility here, the camp that they use, backs onto my son's school. So, like this morning when I left for work, I kissed my son goodbye and I reminded him, please do not go down to the Oval and lick the fence. Stay away from the fence.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where they're all quarantined, is a facility.
Yeah.
It's behind my son's school. So, but
Sarah Loves Donuts says my husband has employees.
Yeah.
That has lost whole families in India. And that's the thing. A lot of people are complaining about the strain, but when you look at what it's done in India, you've got to get on top of it.
You do.
And if it means I've got to stay another week in lockdown, it's inconvenient, it's painful, and I don't like it. And I think I'm starting to get lockdown blues because I was like moping around today. But I'd much rather have lockdown blues and know that everybody's safe than, be fighting, than to be having to say goodbye to people. I couldn't imagine.
I totally agree with you, Jo. And I think if you put past that whole I'm in lockdown and you look at it from the point of view of I'm not in lockdown, I'm keeping myself safe and my community safe.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother reason to look at it,
Yeah.
I'm keeping myself safe and someone else instead of I'm oppressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they reckon it's
the glass full, not glass empty.
They reckon it's mutating at a very fast rate. And I was reading a report from the UK that's got the same strain, and they're saying it's 40% more stronger than the last strain that was out. So it's going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. So
and Sarah Loves Donuts, you've just made that exact point. We'll continue to have new strains. Exactly.
Yep. Yeah. So until they can, so I don't know what the solution is, but I know that I'd much rather have our acting premier in charge than the Prime Minister in charge. That's all I will say.
Well, do we go on that whole other tangent today about Dan Andrews?
No, I talked about it. That's what I opened up with, about that they're demanding his medical records. I think that's
sorry, I missed that because
that's all right.
I was cleaning a bathroom.
That's all right. I had a rant about that. To me, and that's the party that's trying to tell us that they want to be in power. That's the opposition. And to me, even if I don't like Dan, even if I thought Dan Andrews was the worst of the worst, that just placed them down the bottom. Like, that's just done it for me.
Yeah.
I'm predicting that the Victorian LNP will happen with what happened in Western Australia, that they'll get decimated.
And
So,
Christine, you put there exactly, Peter, we've been in lockdown 3 months, blah, blah. But you're saying exactly, Peter, and I'm going, but I really can't empathise because I haven't been in lockdown. So it's very, very, very easy for me to say lockdowns aren't an issue because I haven't had to face it. So
oh well, see, I have. We had
I
8 months.
haven't, yeah, I feel a bit of a cow saying, oh, you should do this because I haven't had to face it.
Well, we had 8 months last year, and like I know that we've gone, why us? Like, why can't somebody let another state have to do it? Like, why is it us all the time?
Hey, I'll put my hand up. I'll stay home for 5 months. I'm all good.
Oh,
I can do that.
I think
Happy to do my job in pajama pants.
Oh, look, that's been the best part, is that I've not actually. I'm still in my pajamas. I have to admit, I haven't. I left the house to get my vaccine. I haven't left the house before or after. The lockdowns and the virus here is just. I finally got my first vaccine on Friday. The solution is to
Yay!
do a campaign to vaccinate the whole world like we did with polio. I heard Nepal, was reading Nepal. I'm doing lots of reading. Nepal's put out an SOS to the UK for vaccines because it's running rampant in Nepal. Thailand and Vietnam and somewhere else in that area are also struggling with this strain of the virus. It's running rampant all around the world.
Hey, and the bonus is apparently when we all get the vaccine,
Mhm.
they're going to microchip us all so we all get 5G. So bonus.
Oh, are they? Oh dear.
We'll all have better reception.
Really? I just settle for better internet.
That's it. We get 5G clarity.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, Joe, I'm going to duck out.
Yeah, all
and
right.
Get back to chat
Yeah, we'll
and
finish this
let
off,
you
but
do
yeah,
the rest of your stream.
that's okay.
But thank you. I just wanted to come in and just give a little bit more to what was
Well-
going on in the background with Creepshow, because that's a really entangled one with
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
She would have had nothing to do with Creepshow except for that.
Will, you don't know how true that statement is. He doesn't know how true. By the time Australia, you might get by the time Australia gets 5G, the whole world will be on 6G.
Hang on. I have to rebut that. Thank you. I work for the company that introduced 3G into this country. I work for an IT company. Believe me, I know what's coming. I know nothing about IT. I just read the bulletins, but I know.
Yeah, no, it's just, they're very slow. It's like how NBN was supposed to be world class, and it's like, well, I'm still sure there's the mice one in it.
Oh, the mice.
Mm.
Oh no, we're programming them all by 5G.
Well, actually, they should just grab the mice from New South Wales and put them in to run the bytes to power the NBN.
No, we're getting them to bite the rabbits to spread myxomatosis to wipe out the coronavirus.
Oh, okay. Oh, China's already working on 8G. That sounds about right, sure, the cook.
They are.
I
work for a Japanese company.
I went to Indonesia. I remember going to Indonesia and was so upset that they had better internet than what we did. All right, Wind Whispers.
Okay, Joe, I'm going to drop out and I'm going to go back to chat. I'll see you all in chat.
All right.
Cool. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. All right. Well, thank you, Peter, for that bit of clarity. Now. So hopefully now you get the whole cycle of what's going on.
And she how am I stooping to her level by responding to what happened? I'm not stooping to her level. I'm honestly just sharing my side of the story. I hate when people gaslight. It drives me bonkers. A YouTuber that has way more subscribers than I did.
Then I did.
Used her platform to disparage, discredit.
She says, then I did. But she still does. She does. So here, everybody thinks that Creepshow doesn't have as many subs as her now and is trying to piggyback off KJ.
Views away from me. I lost subscribers. I lost money. I lost credibility. There were tons of copycat channels going and recreating everything that she posted about me. And she's doing worse crap than she's even accusing me of. How is me sharing my truth? This bothers me. Anytime I try to even speak my mind, somehow I'm stooping to someone's level, or I need to ignore the haters. Do you guys understand? This is a person whose channel is 4 times bigger than mine, doing this to discredit me. And me, I haven't responded. I haven't made videos about her. I don't even talk about her.
But you're talking about her now? And they're new people. I think they're new people in her Instagram. Let's just talk about Creepshow. Short order.
But then when something comes out and proves that she's a shitty ass person talking shit about me, and she has a history of trying to destroy other channels, why can't I speak about that? Why can't I share my side? I didn't make videos about her.
But you don't cover YouTubers. She didn't talk about her. She stalked her in DMs, says Peter.
Didn't go after her. She made 5 videos about me, accusing me of crimes, things I didn't do, misquoting me, taking clips out of context. And all of that affected my views on YouTube.
Play that violin, says KJ, says Wind Whispers. Christine says condescending KJ has appeared. Jenna says because KJ has a problem with everybody. Shelley goes boo-hoo. I can only hope people who watch this live actually go to Creepshow's YouTube to watch the video in question, says Christoph Van Noyes.
I think she's 28 years old. But I'm not here to say that okay, I'm not here to rub her nose in it
and people will start telling her to call the police and report her and all that sort of stuff.
Be like, oh, she's a piece of shit person. But when I asked her to retract videos, she refused. When I flat out emailed her and told her that I could provide evidence that what she said was untrue, she still refused to retract the videos. And
which is her right. But why is it anyone's business how old somebody is? You're right there, Tracy. How does KJ know how old she is? She'll auto cook. Which part of loss of subscribers and likes is KJ's responsibility?
She accused me of doing things that she was doing. And her content is dedicated to calling people out, telling people that this is the worst person on the internet, that this person is a doxer, that this person is a harasser, that this person's a bad friend, that this person is stealing things. And she's on LOL Cow being all of the things that she's accusing people of, right?
So Will Bella says again wrong. Tidy Arts KJ to check the videos. Yeah, they're 4 cease and desists. Will says looks like CSA did 4 videos on KJ and the newest is 3 months old. Most are 6 months old.
So I always would say like she's just projecting. It's so frustrating. And anytime I try to talk about it, it's like I'm told that I need to shut up or I don't have a right to talk. But people don't realize that half of the reason people say I don't have a right to talk is because she lied about me. She lied about me. And all of these little kids, her stands are all like really young.
Really? I'd like to see what I'm not really a big fan of Unirock, but I'd be interested to see what he's got to say about this, particularly when she says that he lied about her. Because that's what she said, that he made stuff up about her. And that's quite disturbing. Because I saw those videos.
And they all think I'm a liar because of her videos. Carrie, I'm sharing my side. Is this about Creepshow? Are you covering YouTubers right now? Are you really trying to troll?
So that person asked her, I thought you weren't going to cover YouTubers. And that's her response. Are you coming to troll?
So I can't share my experience with Creepshow art. Oh my God.
Bye-bye.
Go back to Carrie, that girl that wants to stalk me. So...
Oh, I thought it was Creepshow art that was stalking her. Who's Carrie? No, not because of her videos. We think you're a liar because of your actions, says Marissa.
To give you an example, Creepshow was interacting with people. I saw her interacting with this girl, Carly. Carly, who has been stalking me for months. Carly was feeding Creepshow information. I saw, and here's Carly, saying she's going to come get me and she's scared and she's going to come find me in Arkansas. And she and them are going to, go to jail and harass me. So she's interacting with people that are virtually stalking me and causing havoc in my life. While she's making these videos about me, accusing me of things, I end up getting police called to my house. CPS comes twice. It was horrible.
It's just when she acting, but she's very off in this live. She lied about KJ. Says you drunk uncle. Let's talk about how KJ lied about how she was a victim of a hate crime. She was caught on video lying about her flag being destroyed by her neighbour. I want to hear her explain. Oh dear. Shell Bell says she's trying to make it sound so bad that people will feel sorry for her. KJ, you're ridiculous. Maybe it's time to disconnect from the internet. A good idea.
And I never made videos about her. I tried to do a video. Like she was literally trying to destroy my business. This job is not a hobby. This is my full-time job. I have an LLC. I derive income from this. I have a brand that's all around it. And she was literally trying to destroy my business. And I mean, like, she made so many videos and she didn't care who she hurt.
Vidandra says KJ doesn't have any new lies, so she's recycling the old ones of CPS and the blue. Now she's just given the impression that Creepshow's behind the CPS calls.
No, I didn't say that she called. I'm not accusing her of calling CPS on me.
But that's not. Isn't that the impression she got? Her people watching thought she was talking about that creep show called the CPS on her. Now she said, "Oh no, that's not what I said." If it means that much to KJ, you would think she'd respect her own brand. You would think she would respect her own brand more. Wouldn't you?
Saying, like, as a result of the videos that she was making about me, with all of these allegations, like, people started accusing me of child abuse, and then CPS shows up at my house.
What? She called you out on lies. Get over it.
I was, like, for the longest time working with my attorney, monitoring her content, trying to figure out how to get things taken down. I went to YouTube.
Hang on. So does that mean that she was stalking her? Good point. Well, she ruins her own brand. That video just points that out. Did she just say she was monitoring her? You're done, Robin.
I went to a YouTube manager who suggested I reach out to her and ask her to retract it. And those videos are still on her channel, and they are still disparaging me. And they're all lies.
Her own videos make her look dumb. That's why she's constantly deleting everything, says Shalbelly. Oh dear. There's something, now that Peter's given some background, there's something happening.
And I'm not calling the cops on her. I'm not reporting her. Like, I'm just sharing my experience. Like, she was calling me the worst person on the internet. And she's literally in chats.
Was it Brown or Aaron Hall attorney, my Katie or my Katie who fought the Hubs? It always sounds like she's referring to herself. She does. She just admitted that she was monitoring the CSA. She did. She said that. Yeah. But we're talking about how many videos? 4 or 5 videos?
Like, calling people the R word, calling people the F word, like going after like people that are transgender, using like disparaging words to call people that are transgender. She accused my fans of making her leave Twitter. Literally, she accused my fans of making her leave Twitter because she said that my fans were stalking and sending.
We don't have fans. We have subscribers. You are not anything special, just like I'm not anything special. The only person that's anything special is Harrison. Harrison has fans. I have subscribers. That's right, but Creepshow called her the goober word. And that's the other thing, Shelbelly. We're talking about videos that are over 6 months old. Don't know. And Harrison reminds me that he has fans. I don't have any fans. He said that people only put up with me because of him. Oh, Bo, if that's the one that I'm thinking of, I'm in that as well. I actually am between Katie Joy and who else? There was somebody else. Oh, and what's his name? Charles. What's his name? Yeah. James Charles. I'm between Katie Joy and James Charles as one of the 10 most problematic people on YouTube.
Her address, which is not something I ever put out. I don't even know where that came from. But then today, or on her community tab, she accuses a pseudo stalker named Amy for why she had to go off of Twitter.
Now, I'm assuming that Katie Joy is actually blocked from Creepshow stuff and vice versa. So how is she getting this stuff? And that's a lot of stuff to do to get together. Like, she's edited that screen clip. But she was cleaning the house all day. Don't forget that.
Sure.
She's going to leave Creepshow in a minute and go onto the Duggars again.
So she says she had to delete Twitter because of Amy. But she said that she had to delete Twitter because of my fans. So here she is. When I deleted Twitter, she said, I have received has gone down by 100% when I deleted Twitter, and now I know why, because of Amy. I had to this is low-key why I had to shut down my Twitter. But on this webpage, under her name, she's literally telling people and accusing me and my fans of making her delete her Twitter. So in November, it was my fans that made her delete her Twitter. 2 days ago, it's Amy, this pseudo-stalker.
Well, that's all right. Today, you said it was CSA that was responsible for your business going down the tube. Before that, it was Tardy. Before that, it was Salts. Before that, it was Hackers. Before that, it was somebody else. Yeah, somebody did a video of the 10 most problematic YouTubers. I did make the list. It's an interesting list. Essentially because I call out Katie Joy, essentially. Apparently, I'm very mean to her. Yeah, well, that's what was people on the live were asking her to call the police and everything on on Creepshow as well. And people were talking about reporting her page, her videos. So she's got what she's wanted. She's rolled up the army to go out and attack. Hiya, Buddha.
That made her delete her Twitter. And this is like literally a woman that dedicated hours upon hours upon hours. She was watching every video. She was commenting on all the channels that were talking shit about me. So
I've never had Creepshow in my videos, by the way, in my channel.
all I'm going to ask people is, Shannon clearly needs help. I don't know what's going on with her, whether she has a mental health issue, whether she's mentally ill, whether she is, I don't know. She needs help.
Now she's just crossed the line. She's crossed the line because she does not like people talking about her mental health issues. Why is it okay for her to talk about anybody else or speculate? You know, that's the thing. She's just crossed the boundary. She just crossed that boundary. Christopher always, yep. You can't speculate on someone's mental health. It's not okay.
And she needs to be held accountable for what she's done.
I know she watches everything. Hello, Katie Joy. Hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you like the new setup.
I have reported her videos about me so many times, and they will not take them down, even though they are blatantly false and defamation, even though it's caused me so much harassment, and even though I provided her proof for the things that she said about me, and she still wouldn't retract them, and she would double down, to the extent that when I emailed her, she created this entire video where she put my email in her video and showed everyone my email address.
It's on your YouTube about you. It was at that stage. It was under her new. It was under her. It was on her page. It's on her page. Oh dear me.
So
Hello, am I back? I'm back. I'm back. Hello. I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening. I'll try and get this sorted out. I'll have to do. So tomorrow there may be a few odd lives. I'll try and show Twitter. Yeah.
And now she's blaming all of this on a mysterious stalker. Don't give her excuses for being a manipulative bitch. Yeah, well, listen, I'm not the only one that's frustrated right now. I'm not the only one that's calling her out. And all I'm going to say is, like, she created such a toxic space where anything that I was immediately said I couldn't say it. When I tried to make a video disproving what she said I said about people, I was harassed, stalked. I got.
Am I back? Okay. Okay, so I'm back, or have I gone again? I'm back. Gone. Just want to know. Ooh. Okay, I'm back. Yay! All right, cool.
Like,
hello? Yeah. Are we sure? Okay, cool.
It was horrible. I lost so many subscribers. And it was like, she didn't care. No, it's not her. That's Brittany, I think. And honestly, I don't care if people make videos about me. But with Creepshow, it was so vicious and the lies were so off the wall, but her videos got so many views. That's the problem. So you have 500,000 people thinking that I lied, that I perjured myself, that I
Hello. Yeah, I'm having to flick between devices at the moment for some reason. So I don't know why. So I have to work that. I'll have to work that out. So I'll probably go online a couple of times tomorrow just to test out a few little things. She's talking about Creepshow, Alberta.
false restraining orders, that I, am a horrible, terrible mother, that I neglect my child, that, I'm some sort of mastermind that has all these trolls working for me, which I don't have. It's, it's like everything she accused me of doing, she's doing. Like, she was the one that made the whole thing, like, you called that girl a brat, which is not what I said. And that little girl was not a victim of SA.
So she reckons now, she's saying now she didn't call her a brat. That's what she's claiming. I didn't call her a brat. I heard it.
She was coached by her father, and she made everyone believe that I called a child that had been sexually abused a brat, which is not true. And I didn't say that. And then that created this hate parade of I hate children, I'm a horrible, terrible person. I'm sure they make money off of me, and I'm sure they're getting, whatever. I don't care if I'm losing listeners right now. If you don't, I'm going to hide you, Donna.
So she lost about 100 people in that short time, and someone pointed it out to her, and they got hidden. Aunt Lizzie says we all heard it. I heard it. And then she even did an apology for saying it.
like Creepshow has a humongous reach. She has 500,000 subscribers. She has a huge pocket and influence. She has someone that has connections to Keemstar. She is someone that has connections to all these big YouTubers and has used big YouTubers to promote her messages and to discredit people. So when someone like that is trying to discredit you and spread malicious lies against you, and it's someone that's covered similar topics to you, you just start to realize that, like, oh,
And that's what she has heard. That's what she has all of the people watching her believe, that Creepshow Art used her for money. That is what they all think. They all said, oh, she must be jealous of you. Oh, she's trying to piggyback off your success. No.
okay, now she's in these rooms saying these terrible things, being ableist, being homophobic, being transphobic, you know, being a shitty friend, doxing people, doxing herself, doxing her sister, when she calls everyone out for those things. So at the end of the day, I don't know. I'm not going to tell you guys to report anything. Mass reporting, like, of that kind of stuff. I don't want that kind of, like, no. You don't report her. Don't give her hate. Like, that's not what the goal is here. I'm not here to tell you that's not what I want. I just want to share what happened.
What
That's
is
it.
it? What
And
do you
just
want?
be like, you know what? Like, you accused me of doing things, but you're...
But what does she want if she didn't want them to go and report her or mass flag her? What does she want? But to know people. So, yeah, they're saying, oh, we'll go report her. We'll go report her. Good point, Peter. Why bring up reporting if you don't want to report her? Exactly.
the one that's been doing these things. Yeah, there's a ton of people that have... She has a history of doing this. Like, she falsely accused someone, like someone from Drag Race, I think RuPaul's Drag Race or something, of, like, putting out child pornography when it wasn't child pornography. That actually got her demonetized last summer. So she...
Bye, Robin. You're going to let her ruin your morning? Well, you have a great day, Robin. Thank you for hanging around for as long as you have.
She falsely accused this person of putting out child pornography.
There's
And then
Toad.
she got demonetized, and she got remonetized after Ethan Klein from H3 Podcast helped a bunch of creators that were getting demonetized get their monetization back. So, like, she's done these... She falsely accused someone of, like, raping a girl. That wasn't true.
Oh, sorry, I should have given you a trigger warning because, again, there is no warning. She just comes out and says it as if it's like normal conversation. KJ wants us all to report KJ for targeted harassment. That's what I'm hearing.
She has this history of making these huge claims and then, like, accuses, like, people being racist, yet she's, like, using that language. It's unbelievable. She accuses people of being homophobic and ableist, and yet she's calling people the R word. What she did was used people like Ready to Glare. And I actually feel really bad for Ready to Glare. Because she's not a hugely problematic person, you know? And she was kissing her ass and she was talking shit about her.
She's going to get on to Jill and blanket training again. She's going to finish up with that.
I hate that YouTube allows this kind of stuff too. I feel like when you make content,
you'll love this.
The agenda should not be to ruin someone, right? I feel like when you're telling a story or reporting on something, the agenda should not be to literally ruin somebody's life.
You liking this? It's going to get better. You wait.
Based on false allegations. It should be to tell a story, to share the point of view, to present the sides, and, let your viewers make the choice. To try to remain objective. Obviously, sometimes I bring in my own commentary and my own opinions, but I also try to remain as neutral as possible.
Did you hear that? She doesn't bring in her own opinions. She likes to remain as neutral as possible. Oh dear. She's done this multiple times to multiple people. The rubbing of her forehead all the time. She's scared about something, says Ginger Lee. Tati and James Westbrook. Yes, what about that?
Unless something gets me really heated, like Josh Duggar. It's hard for me to stay neutral on that. But, oh, he just came downstairs. So people will say, oh, you do that stuff with the Duggars. I really don't. Yeah, she doxed her sister while her sister was in the hospital with COVID on a ventilator. And I want to always be respectful, which brings me to this, the Jill Duggar stuff. So I just want to be clear about something. I talk about the Duggars, and while I can say, yes, Jill is great, she's left the cult.
Okay, here we go. She wanted to be innocent until proven guilty in the court case, but she's... Neutral as possible. Whoever Janelle Evans I released personal off the... That's right. Well, she doesn't show Bell. She doesn't show the same judging Josh before his trial. I think he's gross and probably guilty too, but however, she's just being critical. That's what I'm saying, is that while I think he's guilty and he's probably going to go to jail, under the confines of the law, he's innocent until proven guilty. And he's not at that stage yet where he's been proven guilty. How many times does she have to repeat this? I know, all the time.
I also have always reported on Jill as well. So when Jill does things, I report things, I factually share things, and then that's it. I'm not here to drag Jill. Just because I post something that's not positive about her or you feel isn't positive about her doesn't mean that I'm dragging her.
Ditto, baby. Just because I'm posting and saying things negative about you doesn't mean I'm dragging you. I'm trying to make you do better.
It's a part of my content, It would be weird if I constantly was just like, it would show a genuine bias, honestly. And then I could get in trouble because then it would be like, oh, you're just believing everything Jill says, and what Jill says is fact. So if I'm pointing out that she has said problematic things about this or that. That's not dragging her. It's just like, my goal is to always use it as an example of, what this cult does and the harm it does and how that can infiltrate into her life as an adult. Like sharing.
Let me get my way. This is Gigi. Hello, Gigi. Well, particularly the boys. She's outed. She's saying that there's a couple of boys that have been outed. What John says, KJ needs to look up what the word factual means.
The stuff about the obedience training was not to say, Jill, you're a terrible mother. It was, Jill, you're using a technique your mom used, which was learned by a cult, which is abusive, and it led to abuse in your own family. Please consider not using this. It's not saying, Jill, you're a terrible person. It's, Jill, this practice is a practice from your parents that's abusive. That's it. It's not shaming her. It's a factual statement about this obedience training because it comes directly from Bill Gothard. So if you're implementing things about Bill Gothard into her life, and people were concerned that she was doing blanket training for a while. She does use some of the same techniques that her mom does. And so, pointing that out isn't saying, Jill, you're a terrible person. It's more just like, Jill, like, you're doing really, really well, but this is maybe something you don't want to do.
Todd has to be sick. Well, he was hanging around. I was wondering whether he was hanging around to make sure she didn't put her foot in it. Doesn't say anything factual. She calls out anyone that has a difference in opinion than she does.
We should not want children to be repeating the cycle, So it's definitely not to shame her. And it's also, it kind of shows you just how hard it is to let go of some of these teachings. And it shows you, the viewer, how difficult it can for people who are leaving this world to kind of discern what is good teachings and what are bad teachings.
So she is up and she's up and about. She's already posted on Instagram this morning, and her topic is Creepshow. And she says Creepshow is really sticking to the stalker did it story. She deleted her Instagram posts after the comments started going after her. The site tracked her cookies, not just the IP, to determine the posts were written by her across multiple devices. Karma. So she's back on this. She's back on the Creepshow train again. So that's her post 22 minutes ago. Then she's accused her of. So one of her stands said, one of the people says, "Do these idiots not realize everything you put on the internet can get traced back and never goes away?" And she goes, "I guess not." She would literally call people out for doing stuff like this, and she pretended to be an LGBTQ ally, but then posted transphobic and homophobic comments. It's like, so yes, everything's on the internet forever, Katie Joy. You can delete everything that you said about Tardy, but everyone has it. Todd's, I don't know what Todd's doing. He's making some type of noise. I thought it was the dogs walking.
I'm sure I'm being doxxed. It's like, who cares? Like, I've been doxxed so many times.
Once your stuff's out there, you can't get doxxed again, right? If you get doxxed once, then your stuff's out there. The only way it wouldn't happen is if you moved.
But the obedience game, the reason why it's a problem is because it's directly from Michelle Duggar's book. And the obedience game is used in conjunction with blanket training. Okay? And blind obedience and obeying your parents no matter what is problematic because children should be able to learn boundaries. And if they're told to always believe authority, and question and not question authority, it puts children at being vulnerable. Being doxxed is like when someone puts out your address or your phone number or whatever. I've been doxxed a million times. I don't know why it matters today.
Because she went on about it. She's just spent the last 44 minutes talking about it. She just spent the last 44 minutes talking about it. First, I thought, why is Toad didn't speak this much? And then it struck me he's letting her talk there so he doesn't have to talk and listen to her. Maybe.
No, Anna will not get conjugal visits. That's not a thing in federal prison. Even if she just played the game is problematic. You don't want your kid to blindly obey you. And she shared what the techniques were. Blind obedience, and why it's necessary. She shared all of that. All of that comes from the IBLP. Blind obedience leads to children not critically thinking, children being vulnerable for abuse because they're not supposed to ever question anyone that's in an authoritative position. And teachers will tell you that children need to be able to stand up for themselves and be able to recognize.
But the kids are going to public school as well. Her boys are going to public school, so they have that exposure as well.
If someone in an authority figure is trying to harm them. And it's not that I'm saying, it's just something she hasn't let go of. I am covering the trial. I don't know why I've never said I wasn't covering the trial.
Pack your bags, Toadie. We're off to Arkansas.
I never said I wasn't covering the trial. I said I might not be able. I don't think it's going to go to.
She was going to say something else then and then stopped. They're in public school, Will. The boys are in the boys are in public. She's got two. Yeah, she's got two boys, I think.
Trial, to be honest. I never said I wasn't going to go to the trial.
Oh, she said go to the trial. Go to the trial. I never said. She said go to the trial. She's going to go to the trial. No, Jill's kids are at school. And she did say it was too traumatic for her to. Just going to pull that back.
Might not be able. I don't think it's going to go to trial, to be honest. I never said I wasn't going to go to the trial.
There you go. Go to the trial. That's why she's trying to go to Arkansas. I would truly hope no one follows Katy Perry model, at least Yeah, I thought her eldest son was a public school. There's a ban in Arkansas on KJs. So she said she's going to that trial.
So I want to show you why. Hold on.
More stuff she's pulled and researched, hey?
So if you didn't see this post, I'm just going to repost it for you right here.
Gradually, I increased the duration of blanket time, praising them for sitting quietly and playing with their toy on the blanket and correcting them when they tried to get off. If they threw the toy off the blanket, they weren't allowed to get off the blanket to get it back.
So she's prepared this. Something I prepared at home earlier.
As a result, they learned not to throw their toys. I would walk around the corner, out of their sight, but still able to peek around and see them. If one of them made a loud noise or got off the blanket, I would come flying in with a stern word and a quick correction. I didn't raise my voice, I didn't sound angry, but it was obvious that crawling off the blanket or making noise wasn't allowed. The other twin, the one who hadn't made the noise or crawled off the blanket, was watching what was happening to his brother and thinking, I don't want that to happen to me, so I'm going to sit here on my blanket and play with my toy and be quiet. Gradually, I increased the duration of blanket time.
Okay, so when she says correction, so first,
I heard that some people have already been contacting the courts about her trying to go there since she's blocked. Wow, interesting.
off, the obedience training is part of that. So she teaches obedience training and then she does that. Okay. When she talks about correction, so the child sits on the blanket, and when she says, I quickly correct them, Michelle's telling you that she's hitting her children. But she's not saying it because they call it correction, because they know if they say corporal punishment, they can get in trouble with CPS. So they're very careful about what they say and how they use it. I've interviewed a lot of people in this world, and the correction thing is a way to get around CPS stuff and mandated reporters.
Really?
So they call it correction. So she uses a rod, okay? So when she's doing this obedience training, she's using a rod, and a police report reveals that they have a rod and they use it on their kids, okay? So they are, like, in the police report that was released, it says that they asked them if they spank. They said they have a rod. She asked if they do that to all the kids, and the child said yes. So the Duggars are using a rod, they're blanket training, and they're doing obedience training. All of this is in an effort for the kid to obey without question. All of this is for the kid to be compliant, obedient, and not obnoxious or whatever. So when she's describing her children, now mind you, these boys were 14 to 17 months old when she's doing this. They're babies. She's placing these boys, Jed and Jeremiah, on a blanket. And when one of the boys sees the other boy get hit, they're learning not to do something so that they don't get hit. And she's saying, well, I did it with love. I didn't do it out of anger, because that's what they say. That's how they explain it. So they justify it that way. So that's why we talk about the obedience game, because that is in the same chapter of Michelle's book. So the first part of the chapter, she explains the obedience game, and then she goes directly into blanket training.
What if we talked about her yelling at and slamming the door at her kid? Well, yes, that's that as well, yeah.
So when you have someone using obedience training, and then you know that in Michelle's book they talk about it, and the girls talk about this as well in their book that they wrote, being corrected. Like Jessa wrote about it. Let me find it. This is actually from their book. The Duggar girls, they wrote about the obedience training in their own book. So, and while they're writing like the Growing Up Duggars or whatever, they're talking about blanket training and they're talking about being hit. And then this was in their book. And then it says, Mom and Dad have made it a practice to praise us in public and correct us in private. So correcting means that these girls wrote.
I never used to get told off in public, I have to say. This is about training the child not to be an ass. Somebody really sped the rod on the spoiled child on her. You can correct a child. Oh, hi, Queen H. Every child needs correction at some point in time. I've got 24 likes at the moment, and there's 107 people in here. If you wouldn't mind giving the like button a hit, please. And that's the book KJ gave a positive review on for online. Yay, she goes on her channel and to IG to bash it quite often.
This book, and they're telling you that their parents were hitting them in private. And they start this practice on infants. So they didn't start this on the older girls, but she trained the older girls to help her with this training. So Michelle had her older girls helping her with this training because she had so many kids and she wanted them to behave. So, no, Josh didn't have blanket training. They started the blanket training she started it with Jed and Jeremiah, and then she did it with Joy, and then every child after that. But in her book, Jessa even talks about how she got corrected a lot, meaning she got hit a lot. Let me find it. No, I can't find it right now. Yes, they still use this method on their kids. In fact, children that have used these methods, they paddle adult children too. I mean, I'm not saying the Duggars do. I don't know if that's true, but I know that.
Really?
Other families in the IBLP, the parents still paddle the adult children too.
Oh, sorry, talking. I've never heard that, but she's never come out with that before.
In fact, children that have used these methods, they paddle adult children too. I mean, I'm not saying the Duggars do. I don't know if that's true, but I know that other families in the IBLP, the parents still paddle the adult.
Yes, Dave, I am the woman in the coffee cup in the photo. That's me. Also, KJ thinks any correction is abuse, even of her, says Sarah. Oh, Will wants to be paddled. Well, you don't know where Rick is, but Rick could do that.
Children too.
So it's obviously working.
Yeah, clearly. The Bates use the same practices. Gil Bates talks about whooping his kids
What's
in
the hat
videos of
for?
IBLP.
What's the hat for?
There isn't a cutoff age. They literally start it as when they're babies. They start it when they're nursing. They flick babies that bite nipples. They pull babies' hair if they bite nipples when they're breastfeeding. Michael Pearl says no child is too young to discipline. So that's why we talk about obedience stuff, okay? It's not that I don't like Jill. It's that we don't want these practices to continue. And I hope you understand that when we call this out, we're not saying, I hate you, Jill. We're saying, Jill, maybe you shouldn't do this, okay? This could lead to other things, Jill. Your mom taught you how to blanket train. Your mom says that you guys helped her with blanket.
They don't kiss, as far as I can remember. The coffee cup lady needs Jesus. I've already got Jesus, mate. If you're talking about me, or if you're talking about the one on the screen.
Training. So if that's what you grew up knowing, and that's your default, maybe don't go there, Joe, right? That's all we're saying. The Bates are definitely not perfect. All right. Anyways, I gotta go. She literally just asked what blanket training was after I just explained it.
And the person had just come into the live.
Yeah, and Biscuit says, Jill is 30 now. She is a victim, but she's now an adult and she has to break the cycle. And that's all I'm saying is like, it's your responsibility as a parent to break the cycle of abuse. That's it. All right. So she's in counseling and she's in therapy. And then other people are like, how dare you talk about Jill? Like, because you're friends with Amy.
Oh, here we go, Amy again.
So I just want to be clear about something. Amy does not care what I say. Amy understands that I have a job. She recognizes that part of that is exposing things that she doesn't agree with either. Amy does not agree with blanket training. Amy does not agree with corporal punishment.
And she knows this, does she? For a fact? I don't know.
Amy does not agree with raising your children to blindly obey and be blindly obedient. So these are things that she has concerns about too. That doesn't mean that you dislike someone. It doesn't mean that, you know, she recognizes that I have a job to do. And it's important that people know that blanket training is still happening. And it's important that people understand that it's abusive. So
what about playpens? Is that abusive because the child can't move from that? When my son used to climb up over the playpen, but he was a climber.
you know, please don't comment and say, oh, I can't believe Amy would even follow you. Like, Amy knows what I've covered. Amy has always known what I cover. And, like, you can love someone and not agree with everything that they do. And just because Amy loves her cousins, that doesn't mean that she agrees with the blanket training or whatever, you know?
But I thought she was estranged from her family.
I do cover the Bates. You're like obsessed with the Bates right now, girl. It's hard to believe that Amy is friends with you. Do you see her commenting? Do you see her commenting in my posts? Are you jealous, Shell?
So she calls this woman Shelley. And the woman says, my name's not Shelley. And she says, well, I'm going to call you Shelley because you sound like Shelley.
I think Shelley's jealous. All right. I, in the middle of this, got messages from Amy. So I got to go.
She just got a message from Amy.
I already shared an opinion piece on the Collins post. So check my posts. I already responded about the Krista stuff. Well, calling you Shelley. You came in here in a tiff and you're going to leave here in a tiff. All right. Oh, she posted another one, a video rant, I'm sure. All right, you guys. Bye.
There you go. She actually said goodbye.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, no, that was just the other ones. Don't want that one. So there you go. That was Instagram. So this is her latest post that she's just done. She's gone again. No, that's not it. I need to just refresh this, I think, because I just saw it on my I just saw it on my Instagram. So let me just refresh this, and I'll finish with a couple of Instagram posts. Sorry, but it's true. Says a burger. Yeah, that's okay. Thank you all for sticking with me because it's been a bit difficult because of the fact that I'm using this new program. So this was 48 minutes ago. And so 48 minutes ago, Creepshow is really sticking to the stalker did it story. She deleted her Instagram posts after the comments started going after her. The site tracked her cookies, not just the IP, to determine the posts were written across multiple platforms. Karma. Do these idiots not realize everything you put on the internet can be traced right away and never goes away? I guess not. She literally would call people out for doing stuff like this. And she pretended to be an LGBTQ ally, but then posted transphobic and homophobic comments. Well, I guess she'll be disappearing forever if she's so, until she can prove her innocence. IP addresses are pretty concrete in terms of evidence against her. I'm glad that one troll exposed for the world to see. I get sick of these people hiding behind online presence while spouting lies and nasties. Same, I don't trust anyone on YouTube that uses anonymous names. So she's been out and about today. So okay, we get it. She's mean woman. And I know you were wronged, but okay, you've said your piece. Now let it go. I'm sure I'm not alone when I say I couldn't care less about this person. Let's move on and onto something that really matters. And she says, hey, guess what? I get to post what I want. Please don't tell me to be quiet. That's her response. I get to post what I want. Dave, based you don't like Dave and you don't like Dan the Man? That's okay. You don't have to like Dan Andrews. KJ needs to be forced to keep her mouth shut. Anyway, I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. I'm going to head off. I've got no fancy music to go out with. Unfortunately, actually, no, I've got fancy music to go out with. Let me just do this. We're going to head out. Thank you for helping me tonight with this. Try this, and I hope we can get some bugs kinked out so that we can do this again. All right, and I will catch you all later. See ya. Thank you.